And my life right now is pretty okay. Yeah. Uh, I escaped for the winter time in Chile, so right now I'm here
So you have like a
with
place?
nice weather, a lot of light. I'm a nocturnal person, so it's pretty useful to run away from the winter, not for the cold, because it's not really hard, but the lack of light. I just to go to the bed really late, so and wake up really late as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you lost the light at 4, so I don't see light at all. So
But
that could be a problem.
like for you, it's to like more like night person because you have more inspiration like more in the evening.
I think it's more serious than that. I think it's genetic. My cells are not be able to change the mindset. It's not a bad habit. Something. I mean, I try everything.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. Maybe at some point it's nice to be like more quiet, or you can control more the some aspect.
Mhm.
But if I can choose, I think I'm not going to choose the night that late. At
Mhm.
least
Yeah.
it's just I can avoid this part of myself. So
I don't know how many like artists are they prefer to like more night or like morning. So it's always like I don't know. It depends of inspiration or it depends like your style life. So it's always like I think it's changing because
yeah.
yeah, it's not like yeah all the artists for example doing no we prefer to work in the night. So
Oh yeah. No, I mean for me the only thing that is annoying for me the night is like the social life used to be in the could be the night but not that late. So my problem is sometimes I have to do something like in the middle, and it's normal that that thing happen. Especially if it's more social, then maybe you take a glass of wine or something. So come back to my house and I can go to sleep, but at the same time, my brain is not focused. So that I think that's the main problem of to be
mm,
too night person. Uh, but otherwise, for me, it's okay. You know, it's not. Actually, I like it in a way.
yeah.
When I don't have anything to do, it's pretty okay. I do my read or my. It's like to be in my own work.
For example, in like regular life, you're drawing every day, or you have your like periods when you more like leaving the drawing and doing like your I don't know another maybe going somewhere like in the nature and see just the nature. So like your
Mhm.
breaks or it's
Yes, I'm actually only painting. It could be too much, and always happen that I have to come back to the computer Procreate. Could be different program, Photoshop and Procreate in general.
Mhm.
A few artificial intelligence right now as well. And I draw and make ideas of the future paintings, and that amuses me a lot. I love to do that. Um, I asked me more concentration to do that thing, and I used to in that period I used to my brain used to be uh more energetic, like different particles crashing each other all the time. So I could feel a little more anxious, or I sleep not that good. When I'm painting, it's more relaxed. It's more like meditate. It's more it's a routine. It's a little more easy. I don't have to think too much. Uh, but it's a little more boring. So, also, so there is after a few weeks, I need to go to create something new, and sometimes I just while I'm painting, I got an idea and I said, okay, I had to do something
yeah.
immediately.
Because this the interesting thing that's we like our topic the main topic
Hmm.
that's we would like to talk about the like a harmony so like
Hmm.
the harmony in art and using for example the technologies and the art like modern in the modern world so like
Hmm.
modern art or the maybe more like antique art and how it's in a modern world.
Do you think there is a place for both harmony and disharmony in art? And what's your opinion about that?
What do you mean exactly with harmony? Harmony in the way like. I mean, you can talk in art about every topic, like let's say cows, but I think it's depend the way that you show your inner feelings. Doesn't matter what or the topic what you want to talk about. If you don't, I think if you do in a disarmoring way, I don't know if it's going to work. And because we think when we think in armory, we in our minds more normal to think in something more clean, perfect. But you can find armory in the way that someone can show you something really trashy or really or I don't know. There's many expressions, and but I think you need to put your elements in some kind of armory in all the aspects.
Interesting. You're more organized person, or you're more like a crazy trashy person?
A mix. I think in the computer, I'm kind of organized, not super clean, but enough. In the studio, I'm a little more messy. I mean, I have my table with my things, but I get dirty with the painting, yes or yes, so everything got dirty, and I feel kind of okay with a little bit of messy around because it's good when something is organized around me. I feel more organized myself, maybe more calm, but at the same time, I feel a little more empty. So it needs a little bit of.
So treasury and chaos in art, but in routine life, you need that organized.
Yeah, actually, in Chile, not here, but because when I'm traveling, I used to improvise in the studio. So, but in Chile, I have my house. In my house is it's more normal house. Well, no, I don't know normal, but regular in the way is try to be organized more or less. And then the studio is more chaos. But the studio you have to cross the garden, and then you get the studio. And the studio is, I mean, is without dust. Must be clean in the particles must be clean, but the old things.
But like you know where's the stuff. Okay, here's this paint. Here's this brush. So like for yourself, like you know how to find everything and how to, like because as well in a trashy, it's like give it to you as well the inspiration.
Yeah, I feel more like I'm a kid playing in a place, you know. So I feel that thing like I can do anything. There's no rule because around me there's a mess. I need some organized stuff, otherwise it's drive you crazy.
You said about like you're feeling like you're a kid, and when you're like doing your painting, and so there I have a question about the people who like wanted to start. So, and my question is, for example, what your advice would offer to use just a beginning to explore art or drawing techniques in items of what to focus on and what might be overlooked?
Technically talking, I think drawing is the first thing. After that is depending if you want to do paintings. You can start to do both at the same time. But the main one is a little some drawing. And drawing, I think the only way is just practice. You can practice in the media that you prefer. I think Procreate's pretty okay. If you feel better or you are tired with the screen, you can use just paper and a pen and just do it. Try to do something that could be fun for you as well. I think some exercises are useful, but if it's too boring, you are going to do worse and slow. So it's nice to maybe start with something that for you want to do, and try to learn at the same time you are getting fun, and try to get used to do that in your life in general. Otherwise, it's expensive for yourself to work.
Yeah, like to learn or going to the school, for example. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean expensive, mentally expensive.
Okay.
But yeah, and you're going to work more and practice more if you are getting fun. If you are, let's say, if you are in the beginning and you like Japanese animation and you really want to draw Japanese animation, let's say, because you are in the school or something. Do that and do your characters that you like and do as better as you can, and then probably you're going to find, hey, I like how to put a hand in that position, so now maybe I can do a real hand, but then you already have something, so it's going to be more easy. But and the good thing with something really passionate, you can spend, I don't know, the whole day, every day. So with the practice, you're going to improve really fast.
And what's like you said, like a funny things, like where like give it to you like this, like fun, I don't know, maybe drawings. And for you, what is it like? How like you have a fun?
Maybe I create something I really want to paint, and some part of the painting could be boring but like but I enjoy more to paint animal muscles and meat, that kind of thing.
Meat?
Yeah. Right now actually I'm painting a centaurus, centauro in English.
Yeah.
Centaurus in Spanish, but in English it's similar. It's Centaurus. I think it's with kid.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. It was, and it was super fun. I love to paint the body of the horse.
Yeah.
And the horse, the weird horse, look like without flesh. It's kind of creepy but beautiful at the same time, and I have been really. It was really fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't enjoy too much to paint architectural things.
The buildings.
But yeah, I mean, no building. I hate to build buildings. I never do that. I hate it too much. I mean, I like the paintings, but not to do by myself. But sometimes I have a window, and have this
like a perfect
geometry. Yeah, that's a little more boring for me.
Okay.
But I had to do it anyway, because if the painting look beautiful without, I just do it. But maybe to learn could be a bad idea for me to start doing that kind of things. So I remember I started when I was a kid. Drawing dinosaurs because I like dinosaurs.
Okay.
And then when I was a teenager, like portraits, the things that I wanted to do. Yeah, and I remember I do just a few exercises, like kind of boring exercise, like an apple, stuff like that.
Just for like understand like a mechanic, yeah.
Yeah. It's necessary sometimes to do a few ones, but you can understand in your own project. Don't have to be a super project. Something that you want in the moment.
Yeah.
And maybe you can choose. Maybe you want many things, and you can choose the one that is better for a practice, or the most simple one, or something like that.
Yeah, of course. No, I agree, because that's the thing. Like something you need for maybe understand like the mechanic, or the like practicing for is a simple thing. But after that, of course, you wanted to do what's more fun, more interesting, and more give it to you the inspiration as well. So
Yeah, totally. And you feel more happy. That's important.
Yeah, this is actually.
Yeah, and you sleep better. Your life is.
Sleep better, the life is better. Yeah. Everywhere is fun. Yeah, but the interesting, another thing, it's for example, the technology. What the artists, they started to use the technology. So not only classic oil or acrylic, or I don't know, maybe the pencil. So it's now the world changed. So now we need to go for the technology thing. So because it's maybe easier and faster. Yeah, I always use technology. I mean, actually, oil painting is an old technology, but technology anyway. Before the painter used to mix the pigment with. I don't know, eggs and water in general.
and all was a big step as technology, big step to get more better results. Then acrylic, another new technology, more or less. I like to use all technology because have something that is different. The final product for to say something. Maybe
What kind of technology do you use?
I always use photography first. I mean, Photoshop. A few years ago, Procreate. Whatever. I mean, now artificial intelligence. There's a new technology. I don't push myself like, oh, technology. I had to be. I, I had to be contemporary and do technology art. No, I see the technology, and if it's useful, I use it. If it's useful for me, I do. If I don't see any purpose, I don't use it. Could be for another artist, could be useful.
Yeah. My good friends, they present to me the VR glasses. And that there I realized, interesting, the artists, they could use the VR glasses and maybe the VR platforms to do the art. So how for you, if you could imagine yourself to using VR glasses and do the painting inside of like
Actually, I haven't tried. I think it could becoming an addict if I start to feel comfortable with the tool. Especially with the sculptor, I think could be really useful. Actually, I'm working on a sculpture, and I'm not a really skillful with the sculpture, like real life sculpture. So it's something that I have the idea, but I need a team for that. And technology like CRAT or someone can help me to make this idea in the real life, and then the team. In a sculpture, you always use team because you need, let's say, you do a bronze, you need a place that do the thing, many people, or if there's marble or whatever. It's like to build a house, but not that difficult. But this could be really useful, maybe to put a thing, and maybe you can create a 3D ideas, maybe the idea of the sculpture, and then you can feel how it can look in the real life. You can put really big and see how it could be a monument, so can open your possibilities. Like directly paint, like paint something flat. I don't think that the glasses is necessary in this case. Eventually, I mean, you can do many things. For example, you can, if the tool is good enough, you can, let's say, paint in 3D instead, real life. And then you have a 3D, the painting is 3D in a way, the brush stroke, everything. And then maybe you can print in 3D with some...
With a printer, like 3D printer.
3D printing with some techniques that is not as... It's not as easy as like 3D and then just print over the 3D structure of the brushstroke. You need different layers of sublimation. It's a pain in the ass. It's more easy to paint. So and the time that you're going to make the digital painting probably is the same. So no, the only good thing is like you can make. The way that you can show the painting, you can show the, let's say, maybe the virtual world, or maybe you can create more paintings of that, or the object could be a series, like 4 of this with a small difference.
Or like when you can, like, the open and to put it like more closer, and all the details.
But sometimes the real life materials, even if it's inefficient, the time that you had to do with that, the physical things, the way that you put the brushstroke, the impossibility to do that brushstroke again. I can copy one of my paintings. Quite similar, but I can't do the same brushstroke. Actually, it's impossible because it's only that moment. So that's make the piece more unique, and it's like we can compare it with the watches. They're like a watch with some old mechanics. It's we don't need for to see the album. Of course, we can have a better technology for that. But to do it, that all the process, all the small things, make it by hand, make it more exclusive or more expensive, is and have that beauty, the beauty of part of the soul of the people who do that hand when it's like you take something from the spirit of someone or for human being or not from a team. So I think for humanists we do value to other humans in some point.
That's true. We need to, I don't know,
We need
how
the
like
balance,
the balance,
of
yeah.
technology and something unique, contemporary. Because don't you think that nowadays technology can democratize art, and we lose, like you said,
Power, yeah, unique
paintings?
things.
Because with technology like NFT, you can have a lot of them, and like everyone can buy it. But painting is like one piece, and only one person can have it.
Yeah, I mean, the exclusivity is something about demand and lack of effort is and could be whatever. It could be a real object or digital one, or it's how it works the economic dynamic.
Yeah.
I think mm, yeah, it's normal when some technology getting getting more easy and more people can experiment and do stuff there. There's always a moment that explodes and all the people are into the technology. Yeah, but I think after that there is a moment that breathe and say, okay, we're going to do that. It's like when they went to the moon. The beginning was like, the moon, we're going to show that we have better rocket, basically. Well, technically to send bombs more. That was the height. That was the final purpose, but to show that. But then during the movie, wow, moon, and the people start to imagine, yeah, going to have colony in the moon, but to go to the moon is super expensive and there's nothing in the moon. So that makes many sense. So sometimes you have technology, but then how we can spend our lives with that technology? What can we do with that? I love technology, and we need technology to live more and live better. The thing is like how we're going to do to use that thing. In general, I'm really open. About democratized art is good. Could be by art itself, the act of by art. To if it's going to it's kind of difficult the idea uh, of democracy of that because technically talking in digital world, at least everybody can put in their screen of their computer or phone pictures or painters of something in the museum or I mean you can see image all the time. I mean the art is already is for everybody the possibility to see the art. But to be the owner of a piece of something I think it's always going to be something actually the opposite of for everybody. It's going to be something exclusive. That's the and if it's everybody have something, well, it's not going to be exclusive anymore. So other things going to get exclusive. So it's what is that impulse to keep to be the owner or something? That's a human being like that. I don't know why.
So you think like the people they want to have this exclusivity, like to have it, like I want it. Yeah.
It's really
One.
it's something in our brain. It's really powerful that to take it away from your mindset is not easy. And I'm glad, and it's okay. Move the market, it's nice. And it's fun. Give you dopamine when you get something. I don't know.
Yeah. Actually, it's like as well about the token, the market. So, for example, what role do social media and digital marketing play in the success and visibility of contemporary artists?
I think it's huge. Is one of the main things that maybe changed the the way that we see the art in the 21st century. The difference between 21 and the end, let's say, or the middle of 20. Because in the modernism, postmodernism, you could. Intellectually talking, you can conceive more or less everything, including digital art or every future technology. Everything was mentally possible. But then you need but what kind of art get more presence or make more influence for the people, for the event with the time in the museums or the paro. What kind of art is going to be the treasure, let's say, for the new the next generation? And I think social media moves something really strong. In not too many years ago, the historian or the criticisms, the art critic, sorry, or the uh, um, creator as well, still exists, but it's not the same. Right now, the market moves a lot. That could be a problem as well. But for another hand, the social media moves a lot. So there's more. It's like there's a new power. It's like it's like I don't know. Yeah.
So like we cannot live without the social media. You
I
mean?
think you can, but it's going to be for someone new. Then you need the support for the old structure that are still quite powerful. So it's not something bad like a gallery or uh, because social media doesn't do anything. Some kind of client or some connections, museums, stuff. Social media maybe is not going to help with that, but. But you need part of something of that. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
And social media, it's over there and
Like just take it and use it because
take it and use it. Yeah. So yeah, and not only for art, for everything is something like it's a must in a way. And of course, if someone they feel they don't want to show themselves, their private life, you can do social media in a way that you could be hired and you can show part of your work. You can show your work as you please. That's a good thing as well.
Yeah. So as well, for example, the collaborations.
You can do collaboration, many things. Some things it's true that social media are not um, totally open. You can show everything. Social media have a censorize. They censorize.
Yeah.
In a way, they need it because
Okay.
otherwise, it's going to be only porn thing.
Yeah.
so,
Of course.
so yeah, it's okay. Or so some things that maybe needs more let's say art preparation for the spectator could be you could show in another different place. Some not everything is look good in social media. Not only because they're going to censorize you necessarily, but maybe doesn't look good, look boring or something like that. And maybe you can you can use the social media to do another kind of marketing to that people go to the place that you have, let's say, an installation, a complicated installation that you need to read about it, to see more. So in that cases, maybe it's not that directly useful, but it's useful anyway.
Yes, of course. Because we have one interesting question about
But I also want to ask. You said,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
about like social media and galleries, like old style. So, for example, if you want to be an artist, expensive artist, you should go more into old school, to auctions, for collectors, to be in, for example, Metropolitan Museum in New York.
Yeah.
You don't need social media as much. You need more contacts.
Probably no, but well, if you have both, it's going to be even better, even big. But yeah, of course, if you are in the circle of the big galleries, probably it's the job is already more or less done, so you don't need social media if you want to be more private. It's okay. Uh, eh, but if you want to be even more well known, yeah, the social media is going to be helpful. And for the institution as well, the big galleries they have social media, the metropolitan they have social media. So it's the way that we are communicating right now. So it's pretty useful.
And as well with another artist, like with collaborating with another artist as well.
Oh yeah. Collaborate is really nice. I think could be maybe more difficult to create a team and like two artists work together always. I never tried. Some artists do that, but I think but it's kind of difficult to have a one to talk partner.
So like once in some period do some like together, and after that so with another.
Oh yeah, and when you have let's say when you have a group exhibition, it's technically a collaboration with the other artists. Exactly. The other artists feed you, and I mean, it's a give and back in a steady way, and in that moment, the creator could be really important. What kind of work choose and how mix each other in a way to show something nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I think the collaborations actually they're helping to us to grow as well.
Of course. Like in music is more obvious, but you can see it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Like say something really pop, Shakira with some random guy.
With a random rapper.
the random rapper, reggaeton, whatever. But it's a win-win for him, of course, and for her as well, because she can be in the new things. For in her case, like in a really pop, massive pop things. So yeah, well, that's pop music. It's different, but but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's possible in all arts.
Yes, of course.
Like you did a collaboration with the artist Shadlina.
She's a really good friend of mine.
Yeah. And how did it influence your work, and maybe it change something in your? How was it that experience?
Or maybe to give it to you like new style of to do these brush strokes.
Well, she showed me she has this kind of explosive creativity, and she's really like work and hey, I have an idea, we can do this do it now. It's like immediately like it's super like practical and she works a lot. It's amazing. So I'm more in the collaboration. It's more like I help her with in some of her idea. It was her is but I was super fun, and I love to, because I really admire her as an artist, as a person, and she helped me a lot. She showed me how to work in a good way. For example, artificial intelligence, how to lose
interesting
part of the we spent some time in Chile actually, and in my studio, and I help her for some technical stuff, because she
like more classic painting.
Yeah, because she's painting and she's really talented and paint really good. And some tips of technical tips, and she helped me with some technical tips. So it was a really good combination and cooperation. No, it was pretty. That was really amazing.
Yeah, because like what I saw, give it to me like an impression that she more like photo creator than the like a painting creator.
Yeah, her main works is photo creation, also digital work, some videos, and she also paints. Paint really good. I mean, and she do sculpture and really good as well. She's like she's super talented.
But for you, you're using you as well. You said like you're using photo. So, but you're using how it's for you. Like you projecting, for example, there's some pictures where you would like to I don't know, explore the painting on this picture, or it's more like a
Yeah,
reference?
I know what you
like
mean.
like a reference.
There's many ways. In general, a small painting, I learned in the old-fashioned way, like in the beginning with the model in front of me, like real life. But this is for complex compositions. No way. I'm limited too much my possibilities. So then I made the model in the computer with different pictures or drawing over the pictures, then another picture. You look for texture. I take the picture for that. Right now, I use I asked the artificial intelligence, hey, I need I don't know, a basket for this, that position. I asked for 100 basket, and then I got one. It's like to take pictures in a way. I use it in that way. I don't ask for a composition. I ask for elements.
Okay.
So it was like I had to take less pictures, and some. Yeah, so it's really fun to use in that way. And then I have uh, yeah, when I have the composition quite clear, then I start to paint. And in the painting, you improvise in the moment how it's going to be the brush stroke, the way that you're going to build the image. Let's say if I have a hand, a realistic hand, but I can paint that hand in many ways. I can do it like really photographic, or I can do it more expressive, or I can do it in the. But even if my final result is realistic, uh, it's a kind of construction, like a sculptor. The hand, it's not like
To see like
to
how the
print the hand.
muscles, yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, actually, the thing that you asked me that, for example, you can if you print the image and then paint over the image, um, doesn't work really good. Because I mean, you can do it, of course, but the brush stroke totally changed. Actually, I've seen some paintings that are like that, and I can notice immediately. I mean, and it's not a scene. It's okay. It's just the way that you're going to do the painting is different. Because you always need the underpainting. The final thing that you see is maybe could be the third layer or something like that. So that first layer of the print, sometimes, yeah, you can do it more fast, but you're going to get something too similar that the picture and the brush stroke over used to have a just to change. It's not the same. Maybe it could be more perfect, more easy, more fast, but it's not going to be the same. The plasticity change.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that's why I don't use that. Otherwise, I do. I mean, I would do that.
But it's still like
It's no problem. It's just I don't get the same result. Um, and for the drawing, in general, it depends. Right now, I have an assistant, and the assistant can like agree to the drawing, or because it's the same way that the old master did it. They used to make a small painting of a big painting, with the character really detailed small painting. Rubens used to do that, and then that small painting, let's say that your small Photoshop file, and then they make a reel and stuff, and then the assistant make the mostly of the big painting, and then in general, in the case of Ruben, he probably worked more in the faces, in the hand, in the main character, maybe stuff like that. Um, uh, I don't work in that way. I do mostly of the painting in general. Sometimes I just hope for more some especially here drawing stuff like more mechanical stuff. I prefer to keep to save my time to another thing.
For example, you say about Rubens. So, do you could imagine, or maybe you have a like a small wish or like a dream about with which artist from the past you would you would like it to do the drawing together, or maybe to I don't know to have some tips or tools from this artist. So which like could like sit it like in front of you like a Rubens, for example, and say like you maybe need to use this, and you will learn from this artist. So do you have some like these artists from the past which you wanted to learn
Oh
from?
yeah. Technically talking, I would love to see the whole the process of Rembrandt.
Okay.
Like that would be amazing to see some things. Um, I would like also, but it's less mysterious. Sorolla paint would be nice. I don't need that he tell me nothing. I can just see him paint and I can get it.
But like a real conversation with
a conversation with Rubens.
Okay.
Yeah, Rubens more interesting. He was, as I know at least, the guy was more complete, more interesting person. Really, intelligent, cool guy. He managed a difficult war, a difficult moment in the in that period. Really sensitive. I'm not really fan from his technique, but
Okay.
with him, I'm not going to. I prefer to talk about another things.
Yeah.
And yeah, if I had to, if I had to take a dinner, I prefer Rubens.
Okay.
For to get drunk and go to party, Caravaggio.
Caravaggio.
or
Interesting.
or Benvenuto Cellini. Oh, with balls. Oh, that's
Oh my god.
that's going to end bad.
Go, just go. And techniques tips from
Rembrandt.
Okay.
Yeah, Rembrandt.
Okay.
Totally. Or Rembrandt.
Yeah, oh, it's nice, interesting.
Direct.
Yeah, direct, just like with him we are learning, with him we are chatting, with him we are drunk. No, it's nice. It's always interesting with how the like another artist is well dividing the other ones, which they prefer to. Okay, yeah, this guy was super intelligent. I want to have I don't know the conversation. But this one now, maybe for the conversation, too boring. Let's go just for the drunk. That's it.
Oh yeah. No, it would be fun to take. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, because sometimes I'm thinking as well, like with whom I wanted to go maybe to something, but in the actually for example for the maybe crazy conversation or I don't know for like techniques, it's always like you don't have a one artist like with your prefer only. So we're always like dividing.
Oh yeah, totally. Actually, I try to make
like as well
a
in your
list.
artist maybe
Huh?
like I mean like in your art, so when you're doing the art you as well you can have an inspiration from this and this and this, because this is like here's technique, here's I don't know the more maybe messy drawings here, I don't know the bodies.
Totally. There's many references, too many. When I try to say like, what are your favorite artists? I have a list in my phone for the old master for the centuries, because I had to divide the centuries, and every century I have 10 at least. 19th century more, because there was more. 20th century much more, because there's many. And then it's like movies. Like, what is your favorite movie? Maybe I can do a top 20 with an effort, but and then it's difficult. It's too many. So yeah, the references are huge.
Yes, of course.
And what's your top 5 from 21st century?
20.
Like from now, like
from
modern.
now, yeah.
Oh
More
yeah.
modern.
Okay, let's see, difficult one.
Or top 3.
Okay, I don't know. Well, let's say that there is still alive. Let's because I like many, and some of them I take more reference. Well, it's not technically like part of the art world, but it was a big reference for me. The Miyazaki works, the Japanese. The Japanese. It's art, of course, but it's an animation. It's movies. It's not technically in the same field, but it's super close and. But
he's still like doing all his movies with a drawing. So
I know, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's beautiful.
Like,
and that's be really inspired. I'm thinking in that kind of inspiration. Kiang, I like her.
Asian?
Yeah, it's a Chinese one. Well, I don't know. It's just there's he makes an installation. I'm not especially fan of the installations in general, but some of his are really some. He has some of them that touched me really a few years, many years ago. But in a way, this is like in my input. I like them. The super famous one, like Damien Hirst, I like it, but not everything. I mean, I can. There's many things of Damien Hirst that I think is, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I mean, I think like it's literally horrible, and I can found anything good. But some of his things are really powerful, are really nice, and I love it. And the half of his job, I think, is like is joking. It's a joke. What the fuck? And not because I don't try to understand. I just think it's not good. It depends on what. But I like as an artist, not perfectly, but it's coming to my mind. But it's an interesting character, I think, among the the super rock stars. It's nice. There's many painters I like as well, but there's and some works here, many things I like it. So
but like I see you're a little bit like really like maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot. You're interested in like Asian art, so more like I don't know, Japanese, Korean, or Chinese. So why you're so that's interested in this art?
well, I think because probably for the Japanese animation influence, um, not the whole Japanese is a big thing. That I used to see a lot when I was a kid, but the classic one from the 80s and the 90s, mostly series or movies, uh, aesthetic, and in that movies, they shows part of the. It depends of the movie. The imaginary. I like the many prints from the 19th century or 18th century also.
Like a vintage.
Like vintage, yeah. There's many. There's many that really nice. I like the stick. I don't know. And of course, when you see too much art for some place like, let's say, European art, then you need something fresh in your mind, and then you can mix it, and it's more nice. So for me, it's fresh the rental art. Also for other places, like I really like really Asian, no Asian, Asia. What is the pronunciation? Like really old. Art, like Phoenician art. I don't know.
Ancient.
Ancient.
Oh
art,
yeah. I don't know where I had to put the letter. But, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, we know. No worries.
Yeah, I love to go to the um in the museums, like I don't know, Louvre. Go to the downstairs to see the Egyptian part.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, the jewelry, all the small objects. It's amazing. I love.
I agree.
All Greek stuff, love as well. So it's depending of the time. I put more attention in something or another. Uh, um, of course, I like and I put many attention in Baroque painting, and it's part of my influence of the way that I like the structure of the things and 19th century and anime and stuff, but and symbolism as well. I love it. The art, the period of the decadence of the end of the 19th century. Um, Close to the Art Nouveau in a way, but many of that artists, I think, I feel more close spiritually talking at some point. So not statically talking, but in some themes, in some way to the drive that made them to do that things, the painting, illustration, or something else. I think is kind of similar. My own drive, so I feel really represent. I feel yeah.
So mostly you find inspiration in art. Not like or nature people. I don't know.
In nature as
Spiritual
well.
practice.
Yeah, with animals. I like animals. When I work with kids in the painting, also, especially when the kids are really little, like in the beginning, the first time that I used a kid in a painting was more. Uh, my idea was to I was trying to make a character more look like some Japanese character, Japanese animation character, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't make the mix. But then uh, the daughter of a friend of mine have something in her face. The structure of the face have something kind of Japanese, and I remember the I talked with the bar. We took some picture, and she just walking around doing whatever she wants because I didn't know I needed her face and stuff, but I haven't a clear idea. And the kids are like in an animal in that way. They don't pose you. They are more free, do
They are
some things,
natural, yeah.
and that thing, that naturality, look really beautiful and elegant. That's why I like to work with that
They're like
kind of character.
They're like a true character.
Yeah, and sometimes small thing you can choose some, and some pose are reminds your own childhood or something. I don't know, but it's a specific kind of beauty in that way. I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I don't know, and reminds me many things. Like move me. The image sometimes, sometimes in a sad way, sometimes in a good way. I don't know. But yeah, I think the inspiration could be animals at all. I, for me, the animals, I think, is actually, if I had to choose.
I saw a lot of animals in your.
Yeah, mostly of my painting, almost every. No, not all my paintings, but mostly have animals. Animals is my main thing. Like the dinosaur when I was a kid. How they move, how they behavior, everything is like
And for example, you're planning to do like I don't know, maybe big paint with dinosaurs now, like when you.
I thought about it. I don't think I'm going. No, I'm not in a dinosaur mode. No, I don't think so.
No.
Maybe it's too pop dinosaurs. Difficult to change the dinosaur symbol. It's to charge after Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
With
The movie broke everything.
yeah, it's too. Maybe with a dragon. I'm thinking about a dragon. Dragon actually is more used than, I mean, there's more interpretation of dragon than dinosaurs. But I'm thinking in a dragon more in a kind of magic creature that is. Imagine I haven't resolved the problem. But if I do it, if it's not going to look like a classic dinosaur, classic dragon. Probably it's going to be a little different. I don't know. I'm a struggle with that. I'm working with some mythological creatures and some myth. Not because I wanted to make a big illustration about the Greek myth. It's just some of them. Hey, I, I have something interesting, and I imagine that a scene in another way, maybe and I use that scene to create maybe something new. No, it's not. My plan is not to make an illustration. It's just part of the thing as an inspiration.
But how do you find like a title of a new painting? It's like randomly, like okay, I would like to do dragon, for example, or it's because of some situations in your life, or maybe you saw a kid and you're like, oh yes, I want to do painting with this kid.
No, it's more in general. The drive is more like you have vague idea, something not totally clear, but an impulse. Like I imagine something. I don't know. Remember, I made a painting that was many dogs eating in a big table in a kind of banquet, and the dog trying to get a goose in the air. So my first dry light, something that come to me was like I imagine that table because I made another painting with a table, and I start to see that painting, and I imagine I imagine that the feeling that the everything breaks with the animal trying to hunt something, something that move really fast like a bird. So I thought they're looking for a bird, and they create this mess. And then, okay, what bird, what animal? That the other thing is more working, drawing, put things, then pictures, then that pictures help better. So then make some sometimes then create another idea. So when I'm working, the idea is changing a lot, and maybe could becoming another painting totally different than the first idea.
So just like an impulse.
It's an in the first thing it's an impulse, and that impulse in general is close with many. I have a folders with and books with many images of inspiration, image that I see. Oh, that's some touch me something. I don't know what. Let's put and classify the image because there are too many. I need a classification. Then and then that impulse or something that I felt, or maybe a drawing that I make, I said like, oh, that could be idea, and I made some quick drawing, and uh, and keep the idea, and sometimes some idea with that inspiration start to becoming something, and you say, okay, seems like that becoming in a project, so let's start to play and see. I can do this, or maybe, and eventually something is going to show up. Sometimes it's more fast. It's more like, oh, I saw the image, and so I just need the models. Sometimes it's like, maybe something more abstract, and then you get it in the work. It's not only one way to do it.
Of course. Because I think we can go for our last question, the main one,
Oh,
the
wow.
important one.
Yeah.
So, what do you believe is the power of art?
It's fun for what, but I think is the power for art is really important for, let's say, symbolically talking, our soul. Uh, it's one of the main things, the poetry, and not the poetry only the literally poetry, but the expression, the poetry expressions. Uh, in dark moment or in beautiful moment, it's uh, you need it in a way, and it surrounds us, and not the art of one person, but all the art around. Even and you can see everywhere in the architectural things, in the cinema, in classic art museums, whatever. Um, all the beauty around our creation is like uh, it's like the first step of the of the freedom of be creative. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have the power to change political stuff. I don't think in North Korea can do anything. It's serious. But it's interesting because I don't know with North Korea specifically, but let's see uh, what kind of expression they have. Probably many sad things or not too many, but even if they're small thing, and then eventually the situation change, you can probably find some. You can feel the society is it's like the information that we left. Because our biological information is too weak, is just to disappear. But another kind of things is another way to keep it, and in a beautiful way. I really like it. I think in that way it is really powerful. Um, yeah, political as well. Of course, like in movies, series, stuff like that. But it's not only. But you need more things to communicate that kind of change. But I don't think the only important thing is coyuntura. Could be in English the same word, or something similar. I don't know. I mean, the present moment or the present things is something that is going to pass. The um, the main like deep stuff. I think the one of the best channel to exist is through art.
This
So
message.
yeah, in that way, I think it's super powerful. At least for me. I mean, when I feel the feeling of the lost the meaning of everything, uh, the art is the only way that I can grab and then I feel that I exist in more than my only basic existence, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, please, thank you.
Yeah. So I think now we can relax and I don't know, to maybe to drink something. So let's do that.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. Like the hard parts, I think, are finished, and but still,